day in this Code Red Apex Legends. Look at that. We got DrDisrespect the Craft with Doc, Vis, Crafty, Team Mike and Yikes, Goldie, Ernie, and Diesel. The big wieners.
They
Josh
just
OG.
changed their name.
They just changed their name. Summit 1G, but by the captain, by the way, Summit 1G. Team Trio, Clan High Distortion, a.k.a. Jimmy Tempo, Wanted OW. The Anators, Nick A30 coming over from the Fortnite scene, Ghost Enzo Avery. Reed's Money Team, Vision, Choco Taco, Huskers. Again, they fell to Kings Canyon, which is comprised of Ninja, NRG's Dizzy, and NRG's King Richard, and King Peja coming from Team Trainwrecks TV, Linden, FPS, and Rogue. Stacked lobby, man.
This is absolutely stacked, and especially the number 6 and number 7 teams there we see in the bottom. Reed's Money Team and Kings Canyon. Now, they came down a race to the wire. It came down to one kill that separated both teams. It was 420 points for Ninja, Dizzy, and Richie up against Reed's Money Team, who made 419.
Absolutely.
It was 3 wins that actually ultimately allowed Kings Canyon to win. And so we're changing up the format just a little bit from Twitch Rivals. If we go ahead and take a look at that, we're still going to be counting the points. It's going to be 1 point per kill. But we've upped the ante a little bit for these wins. It's going to be 8 points instead of the 5 points that we had during Twitch Rivals.
And the biggest thing, the difference between Twitch Rivals and Code Red, it is a bracket format. It's double elimination. Head-to-head, these trios will be going at it. If you do get knocked down into the loser's bracket, you still have a chance to fight back up. There's going to be a winner's advantage as well going into the grand finals. But look at the prize pool. We got first place to get $12,000, second place $5,000, third place $3 grand. And
that's a total of 20K.
Total of 20K. You know what? We're going to have total action here. This is the hub for all the action here at the twitch.tv/esports arena. If you want to take a look at the bracket, if you want to see that stacked bracket that we just talked about with all the crazy teams, go to boom.tv/code red. All right, Jamerson, give me a prediction. Who's going to walk away with that lion's share with that 20K?
You know, I want to say that Dizzy's going to be able to carry again to another victory, but I'm taking a look at Huskers again. Huskers squad, Husker himself has been an absolute on a tear for the last 2 weeks playing this game, making the transition over. He's one of the he's one of the squads that has tied the world record for the squads record at 41 right now.
And there's only 60 people in the lobby, so that's insane.
There's a caveat, like they say that they have the record because they have the most damage of all the squads that have hit 41. But still, they know how to frag and they know how to go into these pub stomp kind of formats and just absolutely slay out.
All right, let's get to the action right now. Our teams are looting. We're going to jump right in to it. Let's do this. We have Doc, Vis, and Crafty. What is it? Team DrDisrespect the Craft. DrDisrespect the Craft, man. And you know what? This, like I was just saying, Apex Legends is such a refreshing take on the Battle Royale. For you guys just tuning in, this is available free to play on all platforms in terms of Xbox, PlayStation 4, and of course PC. I mean, who knows? One day it'll be on the Switch. I mean, the way this thing's gonna go.
I mean, it's crazy, right? Like when they first announced trios, I was like, trios? I'm already having difficulty getting into my friends' squads because they're always full. Now how am I gonna get into these trios? But like, it's a great format, especially with the class, with the fact that you have all these different classes, and so trying to get the right kind of like combination of the legends, it's been a lot of fun. But we're probably going to expect to see a lot of this like whole W squad, right? You got the Bangalore, you got the Bloodhound, and you've got the Wraith. A lot of high mobility, and you're just going to hold W and try to get Ws. They take the balloon, they drop over to airbase. They're on this high ground here. The team has no idea what's going on. They're just getting shot down.
Dude, Crafty, you already getting the work in with the R99, man. There's lots of lasers in this game. I mean, you could laser people with the carbine. You could laser people with a hemlock with that single fire. It's what's really awesome about this game is that we talked about it during the right before we got started, Jamerson, is that it just lets you get right into the action. You don't have to worry about attachments too much. You don't have to worry about looting too much. But we're gonna see these teams take those balloons, as you just saw this play here at the aircraft line area. So it's just gonna be very, very hype, man. I mean, and look at just Crafty go to work, man. The guy is an insane player. He does it on all different kinds of games. Ooh, a casket right in your face.
Now he's got to be careful, but he's got the Peacekeeper. Never mind. He's going to be able to press forward with this. And yeah, that's what his composition, what his loadout wants, right? He's got the R99 and Peacekeeper. Those are super close range. You saw just beforehand he used the ultimate accelerant. Now he's on top of another, looks like Bloodhound here with the help of Viz. Will take him out, and now they're just racking up the points. Our team DrDisrespect his craft.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at the scoreboard on the top. GoldGlove, Ernie, and Diesel. They're not in this particular match. It's not like normal, duo squads that you have here in terms of Fortnite and Blackout. These teams are most likely in their own lobbies, and it is each team has 3 matches to compete here to get the most kills and or points using the win system. So it's going to be a little bit different here, but here at the esports arena, we're going to do our best to keep tabs on all the action. Of course, the scoreboard on top is going to be very key as well, and you could take a look at the bracket, but that's what I'm going to like about this. You know, Twitch Rivals, you know, you see a team like, you know, the Choco Taco team, you see that the Kings Canyon team all of a sudden get a big lead, you know, you kind of like check out a little bit. You know, you're like, there's no way we're going to catch up with the way these lobbies are going, but when it's head-to-head, mano-a-mano, you know, that is where the, you know, the action really stands right there.
Still, though, like on Tuesday or during that competition, it looked like it might have gotten a little bit out of hand, but Huskers was able to just, his squad, Reed's Money team, were just able to come back and really bring it to a very tight competition. Now they're going to make these rotations, which is why I like dropping this side of the map. They're like really good
you got
zip lines and every which way to try and rotate out of. Now, what I love about this game is that there is so much mobility.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So much mobility, especially if you know the tech on how to use these balloons.
Right. The balloons, especially with this technique that they've been discovered, and I feel like meta is being, or new techniques being discovered every day. You're going to see these players look all the way up with in their reticle, and then use the free look to be able to glide. As you see, Crafty is just kind of like a, you know, just hovering right over. You could get really some crazy distances using that balloon that way.
You just kind of like skirt close to a mountain or a hill, and then it gives you the booster up, and then that way you can basically just go from balloon to balloon, make these really quick rotations, and then of course these pub stomp formats where you're just looking to slay out as much as possible. Mobility is so important. That's why you're seeing Crafty here already, or excuse me, Viz here already making the push.
Yeah, Crafty is just all of a sudden, this is the worst situation you can be. He's going to go ahead and pop his ultimate here.
Hit once.
This gives him the ability to get a red outline and move a little bit faster. They do have Bangalore did pop their, I don't know if that's Viz's, but I think that is the enemy.
That is the creeping barrage coming out from Biz.
Yeah, the creeping barrage coming from Biz, but nice knock right there using the Spitfire. It's almost a fully kitted Spitfire. Does need an extended mag, but he's still doing the work.
Can hit that guy a single time.
It's just kind of lay low for a little bit here on board with Crafty again. A really solid player in the Destiny scene as well.
Those are my grenades.
He's going to be able to finish this off. He has to. Remember, every single kill counts as a point. We have to go back to this point because on Tuesday, again, 420 points to 419.
Yeah, that's right, man. That's what I like it. And you're going to see Crafty using that Beast of the Hunt alongside Bangalore's a little smoke ultimate right there, and Doc and Viz clean up the rest right there. There's one last one. Well, it's going to be a little bit weak right there, but you know what I like about Crafty, he's just not afraid to get in your face.
And honestly, I think that's one of the best plays, especially when you're going 3v1 up against a Wraith.
Yeah.
And of course, that Wraith has that wingman. You got to be careful of the wingman. You have to respect it a certain amount. But if you apply pressure, that wingman's not going to be able to do much. Now, they're getting third-partied as they were trying to finish off that team, so they will back away. We see the creeping barrage coming out. We know that Viz already used it, so they're going to rotate back around. And this is a smart rotation coming out from the team.
Yeah, I like it. It's going to be like a mini flank right around. Doc is going to catch his team right now. Doc hitting some shots. Out goes the Spitfire from Crafty. He gets a lot. One headshot. Out goes the frag grenade. Doc taking a couple of hits, but he has purple armor, and Vista has blue armor. And nice knock from Crafty. Another one. You would have liked. Now he has an extended mag. Before I pointed out he didn't have one, but now he has a level 3 extended mag. So he's going to be able to go to work here. Uses out the little.
I need shields.
Doesn't ping anybody right there, man. Oh,
there we go. But the lack of information is also information
It's always the void of information, absolutely.
So I didn't see him at these angles. He might still be here at these angles. So he checks those when he checks that building. That's a whole lot of frags coming in from that quick rotation. And that's why I say I like this part of the map, because there are a lot of locations in the area that people like to go to. Skulltown, you got the Thunderdome, and of course the Market. Market is one of the scariest places when you're making rotations, but it's also just one of the places you want to be if you're trying to get kills. We could take a look at the top right now. It's 9 points to the 5 of Goldie, Ernie, and Diesel.
Yeah, it's 3 squads that this DrDisrespect Viz or Disrespect the Craft have been taken out, and the all scene of the father. It's such a great, you know, that's what I like about Apex Legends is these combinations can create some high octane gameplay in these mismatch of legends, and this is what we've been talking about. You said this is the W squad. You have these legends together.
You hold W.
You hold W. Yeah, you get W's, and so no doubt, you know. Doc's team actually finished with the most wins in Twitch Rivals, so you know they have that advantage, knowing that it's not going to be a 5-point difference; it's going to be an 8-point bonus right there. And you're going to see, guys, all these guys, they love hunting around the ring. They don't care. They'll eat the ring. you know, they'll eat the gas, so to speak, the storm.
Yeah, it's fine. It's the first ring.
It's fine. The first ring is, but as you can see, the lobby is only 12 people left, including the squad. There's 5 squads left. And you know, the really cool part about Apex Legends is you know these guys are in your lobby.
Yeah.
You know that they're out and about, and you know you might get hunted down. So,
I mean, taking a look at that, though, so that means that there are 4 squads left, 9 players left in the lobby. So if you have 4 squads with 9 players, it comes up with some interesting things, right? It could be, we do have an ad coming up, but it's like a 2-2-2, no, 2-2-2-3.
Throughout games,
yeah, something like. I mean,
basically, it could be a 3-3-2-1.
Listen, math is not my strongest strong point. Not at all. That's why I rely on these scoreboards. And it's interesting to see Doc here with the wingman. Doc usually likes to rock a carbine and a peacekeeper or a shotgun. That's what he's been saying the longest time since his game come out. So it's interesting to see that Doc is kind of expanding his repertoire using the R99, which is it's like I said, we've seen Kraft use it. It can definitely melt, but the wingman, man, 45 to the body.
That, and I would also say that because of the pace of the game, where you're just running around and you can't absolutely get the loot that you want, absolutely look for the weapons that you want, you're just kind of looting to your circumstances at that point. So maybe he does want the carbine, maybe he wants something else, but instead he found the wingman, so he's going to take it into the late game, especially as the circle gets closer and you're not playing as far range.
Right. I have been seeing Doc having some bad experiences with the Peacekeeper, though. I mean, me myself, you know, you could hit someone with 8 points, 8 damage. So, you know, maybe Doc has decided this to stop all the shotguns. I mean, I remember in the H1Z1 days when Doc had that emote with no shotgun. So maybe that is, you know, making its way over to the Apex Legends. But, you know, let's go back to the wingman. The wingman, you know, we've heard Shroud call it, it's the ultimate cheese. The wingman does 45 body, 80 plus to the head, especially if you have the skull piercer. So it's a deadly gun, and I've been seeing a lot of the Destiny guys who played in Destiny, like Crafty, just slay out because they're really used to the hand cannon method. You know, the last word, all those kinds of weapons, and you can see those skills translate into Apex Legends very well.
Yeah, and you put a purple long barrel, or excuse me, extended mag on that. All of a sudden you have
12 bullets, right?
Yeah, you get 12 bullets.
Yeah,
that's double the uptime.
Yeah, that is insane. Here we are flying into a little bit closer relay here.
Great usage of course, that balloon once again.
Yep.
Just getting some really good procs
so
on it
majestic.
There. Yeah.
Looks like Crafty and Doc do see someone on the edge here. Vis is a little bit of ways, but usually going to see these teams swarm very well. Doc does have his dimensional rift there if he wants to use it, just in case he could get his squad over. And Crafty in an engagement right now. Let's see if Doc can get this flank over here.
Yeah, during that time, one of the players actually got resurrected, respawned into the game. We saw that there were 12 players before, but of course we had the respawn mechanic in this game, which I absolutely love. So there's 13 players now. That just means that more people for them to try and farm up in this first match.
On board with Crafty here. He does get a knock with that Spitfire. Look at that movement. Oh, but he gets knocked himself from the Pathfinder. Here comes Doc to clean it up.
Pathfinder even goes for the drop kick there.
Hey, man, went for that flying kick. Down goes the champion.
That's the thing. Crafty, he was able to knock 2, but then EVA 8 comes into his face. And honestly, I am starting to become a fan of the EVA 8 over the Peacekeeper.
I've seen Ninja go to work with the EVA 8. Looks like Vis right now is in trouble. Going to go ahead and back out. Doc and Crafty go down. I think Vis is the only play he has to make, as we were talking about, is to respawn his teammates at the beacons. For those of you new into the Apex Legends.
Doc's got the self
he's going to self-rev.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc, do your thing and put those Guadalajara medicine right into your chest and stand right back up, Doc, and get right into the battle. The score is 12. It looks like Goldie's team has actually put in a good dent into the score. It is 12 to 11
right now. Yeah.
So this is very important for Doc's team to get the W here, as Vis is going to go ahead into the ring to resurrect Crafty, bring him back on board. And we were talking about it a little bit earlier, man, it is scary coming back in from that dropship and you have nothing.
Now here's the thing though, because they are using the respawn outside of the ring, a lot of teams just start rotating in. Not too many people actually like to fight within it, right? But hey, he's being a pal. He's going to drop him one of his guns. I believe it was the R99.
It's not bad. I mean, that's going to be a good weapon. I mean, Crafty, like I said, I mean, he's going to be able to do that, and he has the fast heal as well from Vis. He has that backpack. For those of you who see any of the gold items adds a nice little bump into it. There's a nice little bonus to it. So the backpack adds fast heal. A helmet allows you to regain your tactical and your ultimate abilities faster. And of course, they knockdown shield, which Doc had an ability to resurrect himself. So all those kinds of, that's really cool about it, man. You know, that I love the little wrinkles in this thing. It looks like you find yourself a loot tick here.
Yeah. It's the balance about all of it, right? Could you imagine if the gold armor came with the fast heal instead? That would be completely overbalanced. But it looks like, you know, the dev team just did a really good job of balancing all this out. Now, as they make it out, Crafty has to be careful. He hasn't been able to find any armor yet. He's only got the R99, but he's getting taken down real low. Will be able to back away to heal himself up, and it's up to Viz here to try and keep his teammate up. Oh, he spots one out as he's trying to heal himself, but because of the passive, just runs right out of there.
Yeah, the double time for Bangalore is able to get him out of trouble, and he does use the smoke right there. He's going to pop a full battery. It's up to Doc, right? Actually, Doc does go down.
He's getting revived.
So Doc is calling out the revive right here. I don't think he's going to throw out his own motor strike here. Rolling Thunder coming out from Bangalore, just trying to get all this done. He's going to have to be careful, though. He can get damage from this himself.
Yeah. My ultimate. Luckily, there are indicators that tell you how many are around. You can see it right there, the arrows along with the kind of missile things. Now, he does tag him a lot. That's going to be 40 without the shield.
Yeah, Shattered Dreams right there. It's gonna, I mean, that's what I like right there. He's going to use the smoke to mask his heal. Let's take a look at the 3 view right now. Look at the top right. The score is 14-11. Goldie's team is so close behind. Goldie actually putting in some work with some 6 kills. Right now, Crafty and Vis, 8-6, and DrDisrespect with 1. Some great work here right now in this opening matchup here of Code Red Apex Legends here, presented by Boom TV and Esports Arena and hosted by DrDisrespect.
You take this instead. Take that instead.
3 squads left, and that's 7 players actually left in the lobby for them. That's 7 more potential points, with, of course, that bonus of getting a W. So they could end this round with an additional 15 points if they play their cards correctly here. Now they're able to get the full resurrections, they're going to be able to heal up, and they're back into this, which is one of the things I love about this game, right? The respawn mechanic makes sure that you're not completely out of the game. Even if you get thirsted, you don't feel like you're out of the game quite yet. Now, as a quick update, Goldie, Ernie, and Diesel, Team Mike and Yikes have been able to win out the game, so that's going to be 8 more points they're going to be able to get on the board. We'll see if Viz and the Doc and Crafty can match up. Wow.
What a great clutch from Viz coming in with that Spitfire right there, and Doc going in with the Wingman, getting the job done. And they're going to have to get this dub. Doc is now, you know, that team over there is now the new kill leader. But, man, you have to get this done because you do not want to go down 8 points. I mean, 8 points is 8 kills. That is a huge bonus. And let's see if Viz, Doc, and Crafty can do that right now. And, man, knowing that the other team got the W, I know these guys don't know that. You know, after the game's done, you're going to be able to see that, okay, they got the dub. So that is a big bonus right there for going for Team Goldie in this opening matchup. Again, there's going to be 3 matches happening, 3 maps. And then as soon as that happens, they move on to the next round, double elimination. So I'm telling you right now, Jamerson, you better lock in, buddy. We're going to be here for a long time here. We're going to be here for hours, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm hyped. And let's see, they're seeing somebody else right in front of them, due east. Out goes some Arc Stars. The Arc Star does have a nice concussion, like a variable right into it. Nice
right on top of them.
Right on top.
That's the thing I love about the Spitfire right now. Hipfire is so good, especially if you get a stabilizer on it. As you can see, he's just pushing forward, staying on pace with the circle right now, not able to get quite in, but with the passive, he is there. Now he's on top of one of his opponents, gets brought down. It's that Wingman just doing so much damage. But finally, that Pathfinder will go down. He gets cleaned up, has more points on the board for DrDisrespect the Crab.
Late to peace, and the action still breaking out in front of him, East. Yeah, it's up to
the final squad.
Yeah, it's the final squad. This is it, the final engagement here. 8 points are on the line. Oh, no.
That's not his, because he is down right now.
Yeah, that's not his. He's going to have to make sure to just get away from that one missile.
Took a little bit of damage, but it's fine.
There it is.
They got the win. They're able to clean it up. We'll get a tally, but take a look. 10, 6, and 5 so far is our tally.
Man,
that's 21
that
kills.
Was so clutch,
with the 8, that's good.
I can't believe you got me back in.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, Doc was going into those final engages with 1 kill, and he was able to step it up, get to 4. And man, big points on the board for DrDisrespect the Crab. I love it, man. I mean, that's what's really good about Apex Legends is that all of a sudden it goes, you know, from 0 to 100 out of nowhere, and you get this nice adrenaline spike, and you can feel the adrenaline high going right through them right now. I mean, of course, they're competing for a lion's share of $20,000. And if you want to see anything in terms of the bracket, go to boom.tv/CodeRed and see if everything. I mean, I've already seen that, you know, Teams Ninja already dropped, Kings Canyon already dropped 30+ points. I mean, before we get to the next matchup right there, we have to talk about Dizzy. I mean, Dizzy is
an incredible story.
An incredible story. I mean, Dizzy already has over 5,000 kills, over 1 million damage points, and he's a Wrath main, and I hope to see him on the screen, but man, that guy's insane.
He is. He came out of nowhere, and he was one of the best players just off the bat, right? He holds the solo kill record right now. Right, I believe is it 33? I believe at 33.
It's a lot.
He's killed half the lobby, more than half the lobby by himself in these solo games. Where, I mean, you still have your teammates, but if you take a look at that scoreboard, it was him. He just did the damages.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. All right, guys, we got more action coming right now. Let's go ahead and get right to it. It's never going to stop, ladies and gentlemen. This is Code Red.
We're going to take a look at the other side this time,
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the other side. Of course, this is the other side of the matchup between Doc, Vis, and Crafty. This is Team Goldie right now in the hole by 8 points, and that was the difference of just getting the win. So if Doc and his team did not get the win, it would be a tied game right now. But, of course, this all shakes out here. Let's see if Team Goldie could avoid going into the loser's bracket right there. They go ahead and they hit up Market. Man, Market's a good place. It's very centralized. You have the ability to make some nice rotations out of it. Yeah, you have some nice opportunities to use the balloons. There's a little bit of a nice balloon to the south. Ish over there, so you could do some good rotations out of here, and the good thing is it's centralized, so you don't have to fight out of the circle. But of course, in a kill tournament, you're going to want to be on the outskirts hunting.
I got it. Here,
they need to farm up quickly because it doesn't look like any team's actually dropped here, and so now they're just free farming for now. But you have to remember, you got to get out, you got to start getting kills. Digital threat found by Ernie, it looks like, and he's going to be able to put that on his R99. He's got the God loadout. He's got a Spitfire and an R99. Taking a look over at it looks like Diesel, a Peacekeeper, and an EVA 8. He's going to want something a little bit more mid-range than that. He doesn't want to play that close. I know you want to get on top of people, especially if you're like playing Bangalore and you want to play a bit more mid-range, but still, you can't be going double. I mean, you could go double shotty.
It may work in other battle royals, and it looks like Ernie is the first sighting of a Pathfinder. So I'm interested to see if we have a Gibraltar. I mean, that would be interesting to see. As you can see, Ernie is using this nice technique that's been discovered with Pathfinders. We haven't seen
slingshot.
Yeah, the slingshot. We haven't seen Summit use it as well. So again, Summit's in the tournament as well. So we'll see if we get to see his action up on the board. But this is opening matchup here between Team Mike and Yikes and DrDisrespect the Craft, as you can see in the top right of the scoreboard. If you want to support all these content creators, you could find their links in the bracket at boom.tv/CodeRed. Do those things. And just to talk about Dizzy right now, I mean, that man has been putting in work in the games like Overwatch and CS and things of that sort, but I'm talking about the Battle Royale scene.
Battle Royales, yeah.
He's making a name for himself in the Battle Royale scene. So just like Apex Legends has been making big waves for itself in the Battle Royale scene. So
I mean, his Twitch, his Twitter, all of his accounts across the board have blown up in the last week since he started playing with Richie and Ninja. And now he's just one of the staples. Like his stream alone, he can drop 18,000, 20,000 viewers. It's great to see someone on the rise like that.
Oh yeah, and that's what I like about Boom TV. Looks like the passive of the Bloodhound is getting some tracks right now, and Goldie's going to go ahead and pop his Beast of the Hunt.
Above the hill, coming down.
Let's go ahead and listen to some comms, Jamerson, and see how this all shakes out.
That guy's one shot. Bloodhound's one shot. There you go. His teammates up above. They're very hurt.
Is that guy knocked?
Yeah, Bloodhound's knocked. There's two up there, though.
Knocked one. Got him. Oh my god, he's low. He's low. Got him. Mirage? Dude, that Mirage.
What a nice engagement right there.
Yeah, they're able to clean up and, you know, using that devotion. He doesn't have, it looked like the attachment for it.
The turbocharger.
Right. But still, once it gets going, it is a literal laser, and it just melts people.
I really do like I mean, in terms of what I see, I like the Spitfire over a kitted out devotion. Simply because the Spitfire has more bullets to it. Their magazine, you'll be able to do a little bit more work with it, and plus you don't have to look for a turbocharger. You don't have to look. And you know what the crazy thing that's always stopping me from getting a devotion is energy ammo.
It's just the ammo.
It's just the ammo. It's like, hey man, this, you do that smart comm ping system like, yo man, I need about 100 energy here, brother. I only have 40. But I do like what Goldie's doing. I like this area here. We talk about the spine. It's such great for high ground. You have that ability, especially with having a Pathfinder on your team. So what Ernie's rocking the Pathfinder, you could have the ability to get to any weird angles. You could kind of dive bomb on somebody with the zip line. So I like that idea of hanging out here, and it's, as we mentioned before, the loot in Thunderdome is high loot. So you got look at these guys; they're really kitted out. The only one is Ernie, doesn't really have a strong armor, but you know, they'll be able to find some stuff. Hopefully.
What I'm surprised about is that they're actually getting out of Skulltown here without actually getting into too many fights. There was just the one fight here. Generally, whenever I drop here or play anywhere around here, I'm kind of stuck here. This is kind of like the Tilted, right? A lot of times, if you're fighting in Tilted, you're going to be stuck in Tilted. If you're fighting in Skull, you're oftentimes stuck in Skull for a while. So I'm surprised they're able to make it out with only one fight. And now they got to go on the hunt for more squads. They do have the balloon, so it's going to be another quick rotation coming out for them.
Yeah, I mean, on the right, you have the water treatment area, and then a little bit north of that, you have the hydro dam, and then way up there, you have relays. It all depends on the circle. I mean, I like landing artillery sometimes way up north. But as you can see, there is marketplace, and this is the balloon I was talking about that allows the nice rotations, and they are still down by 8. So the W from the previous match is still the deciding factor so far in this matchup. Again, this is only match 2 out of 3. So you do not, these guys cannot afford going down. Again, we have the chat here open up at twitch.tv/esportsarena. Let us know who you think is going to win this $20,000 line share. You know, first place gets that 20K. I mean, 20K.
12K, yeah.
12K, yeah, 12K split between 3.
It's a huge difference, right? I mean, all right, so first place for Twitch Rivals was 8K on Tuesday. First place here is going to be 12. Second place is drastically lower at, I believe, 5. It wasn't an 8K and 7K split. It is vastly different.
Vastly different. And you got to split it with 3 people.
Yeah. Exactly. 4K per person, not a bad Friday.
Not a bad pull on Friday here. As they're going to go ahead. You know what? One of the things that's also underrated in Apex Legends that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about is these canyon system. The canyon system creates a lot of natural choke points.
Yeah.
And a lot of opportunities for nice flanks, which is kind of rare because most Battle Royale maps across all the different is all about wide open. But these canyons create these nice corridors, these nice opportunities to not only break up the action organically, but as well as just create nice. My favorite thing is flanking opportunities. It looks like they found a nice little drop right here.
Yeah, they rotated back into market, but that makes sense because if you can see on the minimap right now, that's where basically the edge of the next circle. So they rotate in. It works twofold. They get the drop, and maybe there are more people rotating in from that area because that's the boundary of the next area. But they don't find anyone quite yet. They're going to still be able to make these rotations out. And, you know, you go towards cascades, you go towards bridges. Those are really generally heavily populated areas that you see a lot of people rotating through. But they're just not getting lucky enough to find these squads. When they're down by 8 points, when they're down by 7 points right now, they need to find these kills, but they just cannot.
It happens, man. That's one of the bummer parts about it. It looks like Doc is growing the lead slowly or surely. Biss and Crafty are still putting in a lot of work. And as you can hear the team, they're discussing like, man, this place has been looted and they still haven't found anybody. I mean, and, you know, that's where Bloodhound can come into play. But, you know, sometimes it's passive. Looks like you're looking at the circle on Ernie's map is right north of Bridges, which is
that's a player drop.
There's not a lot of buildings that people could hide in. So we're going to be able to see. There's still 9 squads left. A lot of the lobby's still alive. So I wish Ernie would use his zip lines a little bit more. It looks like Goldie does see someone very close to him on the west.
I just saw a player.
Yeah, they're going straight on up. See, the callouts are coming out.
They're just being very cautious. I think they want to get the dub at this point. You know, you don't see them a lot of rushing in, of course. I mean, Diesel does have does he still have that double shotgun?
No, he swapped out. He swapped out. I believe he got a flatline at one point.
Okay, good.
Yeah, before the fight over at Skulltown, he swapped over to like a flatline, I believe.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So he wasn't running the Peacekeeper and the EVA 8, but they do spot out the team. They are going to go ahead and siege on in. It's going to be Diesel to go down here. They're having a little bit of difficulty.
It's tough to push a house sometimes, man.
Here we go. That's going to be the thirst onto Garfield's Prophet, but it's not quite over. There's still another opponent in here. He gets dropped down low, and Ernie goes on in. He's not able to take the 1v1. There we go. They clean him up, and they keep their teammates alive.
Looks like Goldie's rocking the Scout as well. No, I think that is the longbow, actually. That's the new skin for the longbow. It's the Valentine's Day skin. Yeah, it's looking very good. It's a good loadout, but the thing is, since he's running the Spitfire, he's going to have to get a lot of heavy. As you can see, his kit does have a lot of heavy ammo. But, you know, this is the thing, though. Sometimes the longbow, for me, I think the longbow doesn't do as much damage as it should have done. You know, it does only like about 55 to the body, but then you look at the wingman, and only does 45 to the body. Like one's a sniper, one's a handgun.
One's a sniper, one's, And, like, especially when you compare it to the Scout, right? Which is, like, the next level down in the sniper kind of, like, totem pool.
Right.
They're not that much different. They're not that much different, and it is, especially when you're considering the difference in the type of ammo type, right? A light ammo versus heavy ammo, you're expecting the longbow to do a lot more damage. Now they do have another team coming in on the zip line. He's going to go ahead, pop the Eye of the Allfather here as he pushes forward onto the right-hand side.
Yeah, I want to see Goldie get a hit. He has to get this hit. He's going to go with the Spitfire. Ooh, get some nice little hits right there. A little pepper in right there. Get a little tickle in there.
There's still one down in this building right here.
All right, now there's the rest of the twos over here. They're going to go ahead and push together right now. They're going to spray down that house. Goldie's pushing in hot with that Spitfire.
The guy in the
gets a couple of hits, but he loses his armor a little bit. At least it still has. He's going to pop a shield battery, which replenishes his armor.
Yeah, Diesel was in a tight spot there. He was dropped down to about 10 HP. He was able to get the shield battery off along with the med kit. They're just trying to buy time, but they're getting flanked now. So you can see the lifeline going way too aggressive. You cannot play 3v1 as a lifeline.
Well, what are you doing, lifeline? Get out of here. Goldie got some nice shots. All dead. Nice work.
They did call out that there were 2 squads here, though.
Yeah, it's not over yet. And looks like Goldie is still marking people. He does see some little bit of path right there. He does get a couple of hits. I think Goldie should push to the top of this house. That would be the great aspect. And here he goes.
Pushing forward now.
Pushing forward. Man, these fights underneath these houses are so claustrophobic.
Lifeline's almost down as well.
Another lifeline caught out on the other side. As they continue to push forward, and that will be the cleanup coming out.
Wow, man. It wasn't it. We just had like about 9 or 6 squads left, and all of a sudden it just dropped down to 3.
Yeah.
And of course, in Apex Legends, they don't show you how many people are left once it gets down like past the 10 to 12, or when the squad can't get slow. So we don't know how many people are left on the board, but we do know that they are down by a lot. This and Crafty are still putting in a lot of work. As you can see, they have a big lead right now, and we're not 100% sure how it's going to happen in terms of get that W as well. It could be another 8 points on the board. So Goldie, Ernie, and Diesel have to keep up, and they have to get this dub to keep it going, because the other side, they could go down out of nowhere. Again, the point system, the way it works, 1 kill gets you a point. Every win gets you 8. So it's very heavily stacked against for wins.
Yeah.
Now they're making the rotation over. They called it. As soon as the fight was over, they understood that, you know, the tempo is the name of the game here. You need to be able to keep moving, especially, like you had mentioned, when there are only 2 other squads left. You don't want them fighting. You don't want to come into the third party against them. You want every single point. With a possible of 6 more points on the line here, along with that W, you need to race forward. So now they are making their moves. And you had mentioned it, right? Ernie hasn't been using his zip lines to keep them mobile here. You kind of do need to use that.
It kind of reminds me of Overwatch, man. You got an ultimate, you got to pop it. I mean, it's just based. There's times where you could need to just use it, so that way you have another opportunity. I mean, that zip line will allow you to get a lot, you know, to cross a lot of things. I'm surprised
and it's
as well.
Low cooldown.
Yeah, it's a low cooldown, and I'm surprised as well that Ernie's not using the Surveyor just to have that ability to see where the next circle is. That way, maybe they'll catch a team camping out in that circle, that last circle. So, I mean, there's a lot of passive abilities that we still are exploring in terms of the Apex Legends community that I feel like we haven't scratched. We're basically scratching the surface on a lot of not only the legends themselves, but also the comps. You know, how everyone mixes together.
Well, you know, the game's only 2 weeks old, but
I know
we've sunk so much time into it already.
Oh, for sure.
We've invested, not sunk, invested.
I agree.
A lot of time into this game already.
Goldie's already spotted another person. Goldie's been pretty good at spotting people. Gets 2 knocks and gets the wipe.
That's going to be another W. Another 8 points.
All right, this third one.
Man, this third game's going to be big, man.
Dude, I know.
We definitely have to see what's going down on the other side of things, but look at that. They were able to rack up 14 kills and the dub. So that is 22 points. That's a great match right there for Team Gold or Team Mike and Ike.
They're just not having like the same kind of density of opponents.
13-minute games.
You know?
What the heck?
Right.
And there we go. They're calling it. Like, why are we getting these 13-minute games? You know, average game time, I would say it is about 17, 18 minutes. But these are really fast games for them. 13, 14 minutes is super fast. But if we go back, now we're going to go ahead and swap over. This is the second game for DrDisrespect the Craft. That's DrDisrespect, Viz, and Real Crafty.
2 squads left.
And there's, 1 squad left for them to find out, and they are on the hunt for them.
Yeah, and they're only up by 4. So, you know, after the second game, Goldie, Mike and Ike, yikes, were able to get a little bit closer now. You know, only down by 4, but
You know what you could do is before
I
you get to
am
the top
telling
of
you,
the
man.
recoil,
Oh, now
you can
the
just jump
scoreboard
off
has
and just
updated.
re-up
It is
again and just keep
45
scouting
to
around.
44.
Yeah, true.
So
But we don't have
still
the
a close
+8
match.
yet.
Yeah, we don't have
for
the plus
Doc.
8 yet. Hey, you never know.
We're not making assumptions
You never
here.
know.
All
Things
right?
could happen.
We're
I
not
mean,
making any assumptions here. We're
I've
gonna
had the
wait for them
high
to get the
ground in
W.
this game. I've been Obi-Wan Kenobi, and all of a sudden the Anakin Skywalker comes out of nowhere and just decks me. It happens, man. That's what I like about this game is that even though you think you have the advantage, things could turn so quickly. I mean, Gibraltar could throw that motor strike out of nowhere, or an ulti could come down, or all this kind of stuff can happen in the last chaotic moments, and before you know it, your whole squad is wiped and you're on your knees and knocked down.
No, it looks like the Doc and are just messing around on the rope, but what they're doing is just surveying the area. They're just trying to spot out the last squad. This is a huge circle, by the way, for only 2 squads left. And so this is also like one of those 14-minute games coming out from them.
Well, the good thing is, though, in comparison to the Twitch rivals in terms of that race, right, it's not a factor. You don't, the hide-and-go-seek factor, eating all the time is not a big deal. You can take your time because it's all based on per matchup. So that's going to be really good for these guys. They can take their time. They don't have to do anything crazy. They can boot up a little bit and make sure that they're all fully kitted out. And the score has updated again. It is 47 to 44. And some big numbers coming in from Crafty and Vis and Goldie, man. Goldie putting in the work as well.
Yeah, 16 kills across 2 games
charge.
so far.
Leading
Crafty,
the
though, is at 19.
Man, I mean, Crafty's been putting in some nice work.
The difference is just kind of like the split in the kills.
Right.
Because Viz is at 12, while I guess the second frags coming out for Mike and Yikes are Ernie and Diesel at 6 apiece.
Right.
So Viz is already basically almost out-fragging both of them combined.
Right. So anything bonus from Doc is just bonus right there.
Right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I see him. Yeah.
Doc does spot somebody. They're at the high loot barge, as they say. So you're gonna go ahead and jump right on top of that. Of course, there's probably nothing in there, so I'm not quite sure. This team is probably using it as the high ground. Doc's gonna go in with the violent speed, a momentum with the 301.
One's right here.
They are a little bit off the ship.
Yeah, he's got the purple stabilizer on there along with that blue extended mag. And that means he can do so much damage there instead.
He has extended mag on the wingman, yeah.
He doesn't have the sculpture on it, but he still can do a lot of poke damage.
Yeah, you can do some good damage at a distance, man. It's like a little baby sniper. Looks like Vis and Crafty are pulling in, and Crafty does go down. Vis does get the knock. Doc is just surveying up the top. Vis throws out some of the smokes right there.
He's going to cover it with the res.
Gold armor, man.
As the Doc is trying his best just to make sure that they're safe right now. Viz, though, is playing very, very close range. He's got that R99 along with that wingman. And so they just want to be up in the face of their opponents right now, while the Doc is going to be peppering away from a distance with that R301. I like the breakdown of the damage coming out from this team.
Yeah, I mean, Doc did spot someone with the gold armor. There's someone really close to Doc. He's going to have to go with the hip fire. Shoots a couple of shots. He's going to go ahead and void right out of there. Just giving them moment to breathe on board with Doc here.
Low against the wall.
Oh, that's going to be the knock.
Gets the shots. He gets the assisted knock right there. Nice hits from Doc with the wingman.
One player remaining now for them to hunt down.
Oh, look at this. I like this ledge grab.
He's in this building, I think.
Yeah.
What's going on over here, guys?
Hey,
what's up?
Very reminiscent of Uncharted, Nathan Drake style, poking his head out, and they get the 8 points.
They are the champions. That's going to be 8 more points added onto the board, or 11 more points because they did find the whole squad.
But did you see how, like, it all of a sudden got hairy, like, out of nowhere? Even though they thought they had the advantage, they had the high ground sitting on top. I mean, Doc was sitting on top of the ship very nicely, and then Crafty goes in with a slide, gets knocked out, and then Vis has to scramble, gets a couple of knocks. Doc on the outside was able to catch the other guy flanking around. I mean, so much action happens here. It's just crazy.
I mean, the TTK in this game is
it's fairly high.
It's very high, so that kind of like baits you into a lot of these fights. But when it's a 3v1, when you just slide into the middle of 3 people, the TTK is actually really low.